Wake up in the morning and look at the clock, and no matter what time it says, it will only ever be now. Go back to sleep and wake up again. You will still only ever be in the now. Time is immaterial to the now. You only ever experience life in the here and now. And when you truly understand this, everything you ever wanted in life can be yours. But you have to understand it correctly. There is nothing else. There is no future for you to get to. There is no past for you to suffer. There is only this moment here and now. Everything you ever do, every success you ever have, every failure you ever have will happen in the now. So why do we spend so much time worrying about the future? Why are we so haunted by our pasts? Why is the now so much more easily ignored than the past or future? The now is where we lose our focus. The now is where we get anxious and worried. The now is where we get depressed and sad. Almost always about the things that aren't happening, the past and the future. We live our lives from a very young age told that we have to have our eye on the future, that everything we do is for this future. Go to school, get good grades, go to college, get a job, start a family, buy a house. And none of this, we're told, can occur if we aren't focused on the future. To say, be here now, live in this moment, live here and now, and do everything in the here and now that is to be done, strikes fear in the hearts of people. They wonder how in the world they would ever achieve anything. How could they go about and be an effective citizen of this country? They look at the people who have adopted this philosophy, the people who didn't think about their futures, the people who didn't dedicate themselves to a goal, the people who didn't live for tomorrow. And many times, they don't like what they see. But as is often the case, most of the time, they're looking at people who think like they think of the here and now. That the now means right now. That it means that they don't have to do anything but meet the needs of their body as they arise right here and now. But therein lies a fundamental misunderstanding of the now, which is that everyone seems to forget how a house is built. A house is never built in the future. Every stone ever laid, every piece of wood ever hammered, all of it happened in the now. It starts with a blueprint. That blueprint is imagined and drawn in the now. Then supplies are bought, labor is hired, and the land is then worked on. Every step of the way, these things happen in the now. Desire made manifest by actions taken right here and right now. People confuse the notion of right now, an article of time, meaning this moment for which the clock is moving, with now, the eternal and unchanging truth of reality for which we experience everything and do everything in. Now is eternal. Now is unchanging. Now is always here. It is in the now that everything is done. Whether it's in 1 hour or 1 year of time, it's always done in the now. Those who confuse time with the now and forget its eternal nature do not see what is accomplishable. And those who spend all their time focused on the future, trying to reach a goal, miss out on all that in the here and now, and are often left disappointed. Those who think of the now as time, look at now as this moment, this second, this arbitrary instance where they are alerted to a want or desire, with fear that it will never happen. Impossible for the time they want it. But when one truly begins to understand the now, understand all that there is for them is the now, that no future will ever come, that whether it's today or 10 years, they will always be in the now, then it is in that instance that a person realizes that time isn't a concern, that all they can do each and every moment is what they can do, which is to say, if they wish to be wealthy, they can put their minds totally on the acquisition of wealth, worrying not about how long it takes to acquire that wealth, turning every moment of the now into pursuing wealth, and all their actions in the now aligning with their desire. If they want to be fit and healthy, they can eat right, and they can exercise in the now and do healthy things for their body. The body trapped in time will show the results of what people dedicate themselves to in the now, Just as a house forms when a person is only ever laying one stone at a time, stirring one bag of cement, or hammering one board at a time. Most people focus on the future and begin to worry that the future will never arise, and they become discouraged. Those who live in the now have no worry about the future and worry only about if they are doing the best they can for their desire at this very moment. Mistakes and failures cease to exist for the person who truly understands the eternal now, as they become lessons and information to enhance the now, to become better in the now, not something to suffer, not something that can be fixed in the past, but something that doesn't have to repeat itself now. When you truly understand that the now is all there is and all you will ever experience, you begin to value it in a way that you can never value time. For time is fleeting and disappearing. Time is lost and wasted. But the now, the true now, is always this. It's everything that happens. It's the only thing that happens. It is what you truly are. And the longer you spend divorced from the understanding of your true nature, the longer you spend trapped in the notion of past and future, the more you'll ignore the only thing that is real. For you lose yourself in the fantasies of your thoughts and times, and imbue yourself with limitations, fears, and worries about what can and cannot be achieved. But when you understand you are the very eternal now, manifest and taking shape, that every action you take in this manifestation forms the reality you interact with, then you are truly free in this life to pursue and create. You are this moment. You are capable beyond measure. You are the universe given shape and form, here to explore and experience all that it is and all that is possible. But you must let go. Let go of the idea of the past and the future. Let go of your idea of time. Let go of your idea of you and who you think you are. For when you see fully and clearly that none of these things are what you believe them to be, that they're temporal and finite, to the eternal now that you are manifested from, then you can realize the truth of your existence, the truth you've run from and excused away, and find impossible to believe that you are perfect and complete in the here and now.